lot easier with a vibrator. We're going to start on the base now. Alright, so you guys missed a lot. I had a customer show up and I had to take care of that, and in the process I had already mixed 2/3 of the concrete. I used 14 cups for the bottom, and I will write down exactly what kind of cups I used. Used 14 of those cups for the bottom. I used 18 for the lid, so about 4 cups shy on the base, but my measurement worked out to be right and it filled it to my measurement line for my 5-gallon bucket hole. So I'm going to cover these up now and I'm going to let them sit. I did actually, the hardest part about this base was the tube in the center of it. It kept wanting to fall over. It didn't hold itself really true and straight, so I don't know what Brian did to make it do that, but I would recommend that you drill the same size hole in a 2x4 or a 4x4 and put it underneath your keg while you're casting this. That'll hold it straight and vertical. It was stupid that I didn't do that now looking back in hindsight, but hey, this is my first build of one of these. I used 3,000 degree rated concrete from Sheffield Pottery. I'll put a link down in the discussion, and basically, you know, leave a list of all the materials that I used so that you guys know. I also used a Harbor Freight air sander, a big air sander, to get as many of the air bubbles out of these as I could and get this concrete to settle in as level as possible. So I just vibrated these things until I saw the majority of the air bubbles come up and leave. As you can see in there, I don't know if you can, but let's see if I can zoom in at all. Yeah, there's still some air bubbles coming up in here. Sorry about the shakiness, but I mean that's what it looks like. I probably made it a little bit too wet, would be my guess. And here's what the lid looks like. So I don't know what it's going to be like to get that bottle out of there. I wrapped it in a manila folder and then covered it in duct tape. And used the manila folder as the seal, thinking that there's no adhesive on the bottom side of the manila folder, so the glass bottle should want to push through that pretty easily. The glass bottle doesn't have any ribs or lips on it. The OD is very symmetrical, so it should tap out, and if it doesn't tap out, the good news is it's glass and I can shatter it out and beat the rest of the glass out. So I'm going to cover this stuff. It's Friday. We have a long weekend this weekend, so this is going to be able to sit until Tuesday morning, and then I'll open this stuff up and see what we're left with. So you guys have a great weekend, and I actually think I'm going to end up using 3 50-pound bags to cast this, so that gives you a pretty good idea of how much this thing's going to weigh. I have about 2/3 of my second 50-pound bag used, and I'm just a little bit scared that I'm going to get halfway through casting the barrel on this thing and I'll run out. I'm definitely not going to use all of the next 50-pound bag, but I gotta make sure that I have enough to do it, because if not, I think the alternative could be much worth trying to cast that barrel in 2 parts. Okay, so I got to admit I cheated. It's Saturday around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I did this Friday night and I had to come here to get pellets, so I figured while I was here I would open this up and take a look at it. Mind you, I have no idea what we're gonna see, and if it's bad, you'll never see it. Alright? So, but if it's not, look at that shit. There's a ton of moisture on the underside of this bag. Wow. Tons and tons of it. I don't know if you can see all that, but it is just evaporating off this stuff like crazy. See all the crystals? Looks like there's a little bit of moisture left right around the port. And this thing is warm. So this concrete is setting. That is just amazing. I probably was a little bit too shallow, and from what I finally read on the instructions, didn't actually read the instructions before I did this, of course, like a dumbass. I waited until after I was done. But if you make the concrete too wet, it has a tendency to shrink. And when I filled this thing, it was up to the edge here. Sorry about that finger. Now they're all ugly. And now, as you can see, there is a little bit. Focus, you fuck. There we go. There is a little bit of a drop there and a little bit of a sag. And the surface is super crystalline and rough and just grody. So I am going to copy Paul, and I am going to buy some Satanite, and I am going to cover this concrete with a layer of Satanite and seal it that way. So, alright guys, well there it is. That's how it's set up. Minimal drippage out of the bottom. Looks like some crystalline on the bottom, and this guy actually looks pretty good. Doesn't look like anything came out of him. So, alright, well, we'll finish her up Monday.